Hello everyone. Hi. Happy Saturday to you. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's November 22nd, 2025. Hope the day is treating you kindly. Hope the day is treating you well. Storyline for the collective, please, Spirit. Storyline for the collective. Please and thank you. Storyline for the collective. What do you want the collective to know? Please and thank you. All right, in the central energy, Ace of Swords. Woo! Breakthrough. The truth is out. In the challenge position, Nine of Swords. Somebody's having a nightmare over the truth. The truth of the star. The truth of the star's experience, what has been going on. Somebody's having anxiety. In the recent past, Seven of Wands reversed. Ew, feeble-minded. Lacking courage, overwhelmed by a King of Pentacles. Feeble-minded, scared to fight, overwhelmed, King of Pentacles. Could be too many tasks going on. What's going on? Oh my goodness. Judgment. Ooh. Judgment, Six of Pentacles, and victory. Look at this. So there, we got judgment, a victory, and charity. So you're very, very generous. It's public recognition. Somebody's under judgment. Intentions and expectations. Queen of Pentacles. In the near future, we've got Six of Swords. Transition. Better days are coming. Some kind of relief. The lens is being looked through. The Magician. Hi. I can actually read it a little bit. So we got the Magician. We got manifestations. You might there's something going on in the environment. Whoa. In the environment, we got the Hermit. And it slipped into the reverse. Somebody's lost their way. Somebody's lost their way. They were misled. Divine Mother, in one of her aspects, called it the path of incoherency. Whoa, did you see that? So we got hopes and fears. We've got the Knight of Cups. And the outgoing energy. Eight of Swords, feeling trapped. Helpless. Bottom of the deck, Two of Cups. Queen of Swords. Protection. Truth regarding a union. Ten of Cups. So, you know, it's like there's these contracts, these unions or whatever. It could be that there is some kind of, this Queen of Swords is very protective regarding honesty and truth and harmony within this, because, you know, we want happy families within the community, right? Happy marriages. We want a whole bunch of love. So Queen of Swords could be looking, either she's making sure that her union is truthful because she wants a big old cup of love. She could be a counselor. I've heard these nefarious ones talking about a counselor. There could be somebody there could be a period of time where couples will go to counseling to make certain that their mindset is right before they actually go into a contract with each other, because we want to make sure that we have happy endings, marriages, beautiful, happy families, soulmates, right? Love, 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 love. We want to make sure everybody's in love. Oh, yeah. So we got a Page of Cups here. I don't know what's going on with this. We've got spirituality. Somebody may have come forward with a crush. Five of Swords energy. They want to create conflict. They're coming forward because they were defeated in this conflict by the Temperance Angel. They're challenged because you're balanced. And this is a turning point. The wheel is turning. And you're coming into a life of luxury while they're getting a Five of Pentacles. King of Wands is here with the Ace of Pentacles and a Queen of Cups. So we got love, business, Ace of Swords. Truth is out. Some kind of breakthrough. Gambling in the reverse. You're not gambling. You don't have any problems with addiction. You don't have any bad financial issues. You don't gamble. You don't take unnecessary risks. You're not a gambler. The truth is out. You don't have problems with addictions. These people tried to paint you as something that you're not. They're in a 9 of Swords burden. They're in a nightmare because the truth is out. You're not what they said you are. Spy. 9 of Swords, nightmare, insomnia. Someone's got their eye out on you. They're having anxiety. You're doing your research. You've done your research. The truth is out. The star is here, rejuvenating, a healer, a magnifier. Everything they touch turns to gold. Everything is enlivened and enriched. Narcissist. So the truth is out here about a star. This narcissist gambled with the star and they lost. They gambled with the star and they lost. They're in a nightmare because you've done your research. You're shining brightly. This narcissist is too full of themselves. They took a gamble. So now they're like feeble-minded. They're not thinking clearly. They got a lot of tasks. They may be feeling heavily burdened. We've got a King of Pentacles here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Queen of Pentacles, intentions, expectations, Queen of Pentacles. This King of Pentacles may be expecting that the Queen of Pentacles is going to take the money. We got no in the reverse. Now's the right time for this Queen of Pentacles. So he's the King of Pentacles. Overworked, burdened, afraid to fight. They're a pushover. We got the 6 of Swords. Transition. They keep talking about transfer. This curator and his buddies. So we got moving on from trauma. Better days are coming. It is the right time for this Queen of Pentacles. We got relief. Some kind of relief. Divorce. Moving on from trauma, there's a divorce here. You're leaving it behind. This Magician is here. We got manifestation. Woo woo. Yeah, the Magician is manifesting a divorce. So you're moving away from this trauma. Better days are coming. There is a divorce. This Magician here is trying to manifest something. We've got the Hermit in the reverse. So they've lost their way. They don't have a light on. They didn't do their research. They'll be back. They want to come back. Expect to hear from them soon. They lost their way. They'll be back. Knight of Cups wants to make a romantic proposal. That's the plan. Some kind of romantic proposal and commitment in the reverse. They just want to, look, a chivalrous romantic proposal. 8 of Swords, feeling trapped and helpless, isolated. They're not serious about their commitment. So they go romantic proposal. They're not, look, we got move on in the reverse. So they're not able to move on. They're not able to move on. They're feeling trapped in an Eight of Swords energy. They're feeling helpless. They can't move on. There could be this could be a gold digger that's at a distance from you. Could be an earth sign. Give it time. Give intimacy a time. Because we've got luck is on your side. There's going to be a pregnancy. Use your intuition when you're communicating with people. We got pets are changing residence. These folks, they kind of look at humanity as though they are an animal. That's wild to me. Ace of Swords, Ace of Swords. Somebody took a gamble and they lost. The truth is out about a mask wearer. You're not an addict. You're not gambling. You're not frivolous with your finances. You're not out here being a complete disgrace with responsibility. You're telling the truth about this mask wearer. They're in a nightmare, having anxiety, spying. Somebody's got their eye on them. They may feel paranoid. Somebody's watching them. The neighbors. They feel like the neighbors are watching them. They can't rest. They feel like everybody's watching them. We've got the Star. You're a healer. You're a rejuvenator. And this narcissist is too full of themselves. This one who's been wearing a mask and the energy belonging to stars, it's not their energy. The truth is out. They gambled with you and they lost you. And now it's very clear that this narcissist was wearing a mask. Ice. Ice. They might have called something up from the ice. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. It's weird and pissed off. Whatever it is. A difficult and unforgiving environment can play a major role in our health and a sense of well-being. I think this narcissist is pissed because this Star, it has rejuvenated. The other day, I heard a masculine ask these abusers, why are you doing this? They're saying that this Star is like pouring their soul into healing others, into revitalizing others, like the energy of this Star, this life-giving essence that this Star has as a healer. They're like, why are you doing this? Why are you trying to shut this down? Why are you trying to stop this person from pouring forth a life-giving energy into the community? I didn't hear the answer, but it's like these guys, they don't want this person recognized. They want to consume that person and then use that energy as they see fit. But the problem is they're not the producer of the energy. They're not the source of this potency. And even if they were to consume it, it would be an illusion to think that they were one and the same. They wouldn't be able to do what you do, even though they would be wearing the powerful essence. They can't produce it. So they got to trap somebody and then continuously draw off of it, right? And even if they were doing that, it would be suffering low vibrational energy. When you're here shining brightly, healing, rejuvenating, happy, and you're pouring this energy in, it's much more potent. And this narcissist is pissed. They could be calling something up from the water. This is an unforgiving or difficult environment can limit and control our behavior as well as the actions of those around us. Harsh circumstances can allow bad energies to mutate and thrive in the extreme. So it's like this narcissist is mutating. They're like getting really mad because your light won't go out. They took a gamble with you and everybody can see the truth. What they are is a mask. They were using other people's energies to appear as, but they're not. And now they're having a nightmare because they feel like the neighbors are spying. Everybody's watching them. This narcissist is really pissed. They're starting to lose it. Feeble-minded, afraid to fight. 10 of Wands burden, overworked, King of Pentacles, air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, forbidden. He's doing the forbidden. He's calling upon the forbidden. Candyman. Yeah, the truth of a matter does not depend on our belief in it or whether we take it seriously. Some of the harshest outcomes in a situation may come for those who approach it dismissively. It can be tempting to keep a cognitive distance, especially from horrible circumstances, but we may do so at our own peril. Proceed with caution. So this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius air sign has to proceed with caution. They've been doing the forbidden. They are forbidden. They're not supposed to do stuff. We've got the Queen of Pentacles here. She's grounded. She's she's got some security. She could be having some kind of a security business or whatever. Queen of Pentacles. It could be a working mother type. This could be an authority within the system. We've got yes. No is in the reverse. So that means yes, right now is the right time. This King of Pentacles is forbidden. We've got experience, dinner. Oh God, I haven't pulled these yet. Experience. We have such sights to show you. In an all or nothing culture that feeds on extremes, whichever is the absolute best or the abject worst, it might be tempting to go many steps beyond. Can any mere mortal's taste match the appetites of the explorer hell-bent on pushing limits yet unknown to most? Is it really worth it? And then we have dinner. So they pushed the limits. Was it worth it? The events in the world are not doing much either to cheer one up. Maybe you do want to look closely at how the sausage is made. If you make a steady diet of the brain-stunningly awful aspects of life around us through the news, social interactions, interpersonal conflicts, you're sure to find that what you're feeding yourself is actually all-consuming. Don't let it eat you up. You are what you eat. Focus on sustainable options. So experience dinner. Could be that somebody has experienced what it was like to be feasted upon, what it was like to be somebody's energetic dinner. Queen of Pentacles, now is the right time. We've got the Six of Swords, transition. Better days are coming. There's a divorce. Wonder of the world. Divorce, wonder of the world. There's a divorce. Moving away from the trauma. I'm going to show you the greatest thing your eyes have ever beheld. You're divorcing something or somebody. You're getting out of this person's energy. This air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, King of Pentacles, who's been doing the forbidden. Perhaps they have been forbidden to move around with this. The Queen of Pentacles, luck is on their time. They have been experiencing dinner like this. They've been fed upon. This King of Pentacles did the forbidden. They were feeding upon this Queen of Pentacles. They were feeding on her. Energetically feeding on her. Wonder of the world. Focus on what makes you special. Everyone has unique qualities and you do too. Proclaim your individuality. Shout it from the rooftops. Show the world what only you can do. While attracting attention may lead to misunderstanding and others trying to take you down, bravery can bring admiration and even spark wonder. Fortune favors the bold. Yep, better days are coming. You're moving away from this trauma. You're making a transition. You're divorcing. Wonder of the world. And action. You're going for it. Lifetime story. You're divorcing out of this lifetime story. You know, you got the cameras there. Damsel in distress. Big old intelligent animal has a hold of her. You're divorcing out of this drama. You're getting released out of this drama. This is your last lifetime story, is what Divine Mother in one of her aspects stated. This is your last lifetime story. You could be the wonder of the world. People could look at you like this giant that's not supposed to exist. You're running around, you're causing havoc, and you got these little teeny tiny planes flying around. Everybody's throwing like little tacks at you. And nothing's sticking. We got the Magician here. Manifestation. Magician's telling the universe exactly what they want. And they got, help me, they're sacrificing a woman to this black vermin or whatever. These dead people, they're dead, upside down, cross. These are anti-Christ, sacrificing humans. So you've got a magician trying to manifest something by sacrificing somebody. You're divorcing out of that scene. You're out of there. They might be really pissed off. This is your last lifetime story. You're the giant. You're the star of the show. They said you were the star of the show every lifetime. And this is your last lifetime. You have been emancipated. So we got the Hermit in the reverse. Somebody lost their way, or maybe you lost your way. Somebody's lost their way. Somebody did not do their research. We've got, they'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. Help me, help me. They may want to, you know, you got to be careful. Yeah, escape. Somebody's looking for an escape. A long time ago in the underground realm, where there are no lies or pain, they're going back to the underground realm. They don't have their light on. They didn't do their research. They don't have their light on. They're going back. Because you've escaped. Sometimes we tell ourselves story to live through dark or dangerous times. Let yourself daydream. Escape. They'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. They lost their way. They don't have a light on. Misfit. Knight of Cups. Romantic proposal. What? Without a commitment? They weren't committed. They're looking for an escape. They're not getting a commitment. They made a proposal. The answer was no. Friendship. No commitment. They don't want commitment. They want friendship. Friendship. This could be a younger trying to come in. Has it occurred to you that it might be unsettling to see you arise from the grave to visit me? Shared experiences, especially traumatic ones, can help forge bonds of friendship. Our friends often know us better than anyone, even when we experience dramatic transformations. It can feel as much like a curse as a blessing to have someone see you as you really are. Recognize, however, that even a friend's best intentioned guidance may be shaded by an ulterior motive. Seek counsel from those who know you well. This person, there is no commitment to friendship. They're making a romantic proposal. There is no commitment. Friendship. Feeling trapped, victimized, they're not able to move on. They're not able to move on. We've got shock. They're shocked. Don't let your guard down. While we generally consider ourselves to be playing the lead role in the film of our lives, we are also part of a larger story in which others' actions may spin the narrative in unexpected directions. This can be a real shock, a violin shriek of the nerves. Things may change dramatically, especially when you least expect it. Don't let your guard down. They're not able to move on. They're feeling like a victim. They're not able to let their guard down. There's no commitment. Friendship. Somebody's not committed to friendship. They're not serious about their friends. They're not serious about their friendships. Dance and fertility. Scientific experiments with nature. Dance. Look this up. Dance. So we've got broken minds. Fertility. Broken minds doing rituals. Self-righteousness can lead us down a path largely of our own making that can be personally disastrous. So broken minds doing rituals is disastrous. They've been doing genius. So they've been trying to create a genius, an intelligent animal. They've been doing experiments. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Intelligence comes in many forms. You can be brilliant in some ways and less so in others. Forging ahead without considering potential outcomes can create a situation where things go to pieces, possibly with horrifying results. Yeah. So they've been dancing around, doing a dance, unaliving people, doing rituals, magical rituals. They've been doing scientific experiments, trying to create a genius, an intelligent animal. And we've got nature. Now we've got nature. Oh crap, we've got nature. So nature, you've got those birds and all that attacking that woman. They're hungry. They got some kind of hunger. And there's the woods, the bigger picture, the forest. Nature, forest, hunger. Whatever they did genetic experiments on is hungry in the forest. Yeah, fire. Fire. Let it all come down, something new will arise. It wasn't your decision to burn everything down. Misunderstanding, miscommunication, assumption of the worst, fear, ignorance. This is the kindling. And while it can take a village to really stack all of that up, once one person puts a torch to it, it'll all end in flames. Consider, though, that fire can also bring rebirth. An ash-nourished forest grows again and marks a new beginning. So it's all coming down. Whatever these intelligent animals, these genetic experiments that they've been doing the dance, they've been making sacrifices with these rituals, these magic rituals, and trying to bring up intelligent animals. And now they're in the forest and they're hungry, and so there might be a forest fire, or maybe there may have to be a forest fire. Water. There's something in the water. We've just begun to learn about the water's secrets. An invasive species. An invasive species, and then we've got egg. It's moving right towards you. Take care when peering into the unknown. An invasive species is coming right towards you, an animal. An animal. What rules apply here? Must they be obeyed? When dealing with others, assuming one's superiority can lead to cruelty or worse, the exertion of power by fear or force. The feeling that one is or knows better than anyone else can be mitigated through empathy, recognizing what we have in common with one another. Aren't we all hopeful animals in some form? What is the law? Island of lost souls. Island of lost souls. They were making sacrifices, and they could have been doing this stuff in the animals, like putting them in the animals. Oh, now they're pissed. Whatever they did with these souls and the animals, with these stupid scientific experiments, they're coming right toward them. You remained love. You are love. Even if you got torn apart over and over and frickin' over, you found each other still. What does it mean to be made for each other? The impulse to connect with others, strangers, villagers, a special someone, is in its purest form the virtuous, ethical basis for participation in human society. That this hopeful impulse may not be reciprocated, may even be rejected, and be a source of great pain. Approach social interactions with an open heart. Friend, friend. Animal. They may see you as a friend. These beings who have been scientifically experimented on, they're in the woods, or they could be doing, yeah, and then they could be like, there could be an illness here on the other side. Cujo. They're sick of the other side. Who let the monster out of my closet? Oh, somebody loves you. Who let the monster out of my closet? Some people may see this as an animal. Could be an intelligent being that had been scientifically experimented on. Is out. It's so interesting to me how cruelty, I mean, I guess, you know, I don't know. It's like this weird thing. Is cruelty masquerading as intelligence? Is it really just an intelligent animal acting and it's with you, and they lost that gamble? You don't have any addictions or any problems. This person was wearing a mask trying to be you. They gambled with you and they lost. The truth is out here. They're wearing a mask. They're not even their true self. This is an entertainer, an entertainment, wearing a mask, an actor, an actress. They could be dressing themselves up as somebody else and going out and doing a deed. We've got 9 of, maybe they did that and now they're paranoid. They're in a 9 of Swords energy. Nightmare. Someone's got their eye on you. They can't sleep. They're having anxiety because they think their neighbors are spying on them. They may be. Their neighbors may very well be monitoring the coming and the going of folks. Be you in the reverse. They weren't able to be you. Their mask fell off. They lost the gamble. They lost the bet. Their risk failed. They failed in their risk taking. The star is shining brightly, pouring this beautiful golden essence into the community. A beautiful healing, a revitalization, happiness, joy. And this narcissist is pissed. They might have called something up out of the water. Something that they're loyal to in the water is pissed. That creature there is upside down, like it's been twisted like it twisted, frozen in the ice. It's thawed out. The star shining the light, it thawed out. Oh no, now we got this thing, this creature in the ice. It's pissed. Narcissist is too full of themselves. We got academics. So we've got academics. And forgiveness and faith. You've learned a lot of things about what's going on here, Star. You're shining a light on the academics. The truth of what's been going on. Somebody's feeble-minded. 7 of Wands in the reverse. They lacking courage. 10 of Wands, burden. Overwhelm. King of Pentacles. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And then we've got forbidden. It was forbidden to consume the life force of humans, of others. Self-preservation. They've got to go take care of themselves. They did the forbidden. You were able to preserve yourself after being consumed as their dinner, as their freaking dinner. They might have been feasting on you energetically. Yeah, sucking the freaking life out of you, just till you're like the living dead, a skeleton. So you're experienced them eating you energetically. Queen of Pentacles, and it could be other ways too, because the food supply is tainted, and I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole. Nope. Queen of Pentacles is grounded. Now is the right time. We've got experience, dinner. Experience, dinner. Change. So the feeding experience, this feeding dinner, this feasting on people, there is going to be a change. Now is the right time. There's going to be a change. 6 of Swords, moving away from that trauma, divorcing the wonder of the world. It could be that you are the wonder of the world. You're going to divorce this giant energy here that had a hold of you, carrying you around the world. Look, yes or no, puppet, wonder of the world, puppet master. Look what I got. Cameras roll. You got some entities out there that are not human, and they've been driving people's experiences. You're divorcing out of that. You've been freed out of that. There's clemency, and then there's vindication. You've brought forward a lot of truth. They were not able to be you. You can see this magician is here. This magician is here trying to manifest something with the sacrifice. Help me is the word. Somebody's helping me. There's a sacrifice. Could be calling out for help. And disconnect. They're trying to manifest a disconnect. They lost their way. They'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. And we've got escape. Vanity. Limelight. Somebody wants to escape. They lost their way. You're shining a light on their vanity. We've got romantic proposals that were not committed to their friends, so there's no commitment. A whole friends group. Vain people. They didn't do their research. They don't have their light on. Wise guy. Wise guy. Knight of Cups. A wise guy. We've got objectivity. which is stable. You remained stable. Balanced, stable, rational. Wise guy. Feeling trapped. Move on. In the reverse, they're not able to move on. They're in shock. Here and now, in the reverse. Here and now, in the reverse. They're not able to quiet their restless spirit. Their minds are racing. They're in shock. They're unable to be in the present moment. They're thinking about everything they've done in the past. They're hyper. They're unable to relax. They're shocked. This competition, this conflict. Creativity and a snake. So this conflict, this competition was created by a snake so that they can appear important while being an absent father, a player, an addicted player. Prophecy. There's a prophecy, there's a body. They wanted your body. They had expectations of getting your body, and horse playing around here with the grave. With the grave. They're got a limited perception, or they're watching you survive time. You could have ancestors congratulating you on the work that you did. Self-care. The things that you did as a wholesome being to move through this. Somebody's driving. They're spying on your location. A driver is spying on your location. Or maybe they did in the past. There's backstory, a history of hardship. That these people have been bringing drama to your love. Yeah, now there's getting a message that you are you're defended. You're being defended. And we've got accepting things as they are. You are a person of privilege. Justice is being served on those pretenders, those personalities, those who were mimicking actual arcana and communicating these haunting spirits in their mental body, communicating as this arcana with this kind of stuff, fighting war, trying to frame you as a terrorist, as a terrible person. This narcissist is pissed off because you've got forgiveness. You're seen as faithful. You're shining brightly. You're not hateful. And you've learned a lot about what this narcissist has been doing under the water or under the surface of things. They took a gamble. You did not perish, and they cannot be you. You know, but there's still very much a threat, because even though all this has happened in the 5D, it still has to play out here in the 3D, and it could get messy. I think it's probably going to get messy because Divine Mother in one of her aspects stated that this winter there will be a rapid decline or something. Like there's going to be like some significant reductions, I think, in the presences within this interfering presences in the mind, you know, consciousness hijackers. And that's the thing about the star and, you know, these folks like oracles, proper oracles. You know, the thing is that people with ethical and moral boundaries don't go prodding into people's minds, especially without permission. You know, they're just not going to do that. But a messenger of God, or what these enemies call Jehovah's Witness, or the transmitter receiver divine, getting messages, receiving messages, sending messages. It's like, oh crap, I forgot where I was going with that. Ace of Swords, the truth is, they gambled you and they lost. They're wearing a mask. They're seen as a group of actors in the night. They entertain themselves in the midnight hour. They run around wearing masks, doing shady crap in the dream space, in the 5D, while you're sleeping in your bed, trying to have a good night's rest so you can go to work next day and pay your damn bills. And you got these folks out there wearing masks, doing shady crap, trying to taint your reputation. They took a gamble and they lost. They're in a nightmare. They feel like somebody's watching them, spy. They feel like their neighbors are spying them. They can't sleep. They're paranoid. They're not able to be you. The neighbors see that they're not you. Everybody in their immediate circle can see that they're not you, Star. This is a mask-wearing creature of the night entertaining itself, pretending to be you. But they're not able to pull it off because you're out here shining your light. And according to one questioner of these nefarious ones, they asked, why are you trying to stop this? They're pouring their soul energy into the community. They're healing people. They're giving life to everything. And this narcissist is so pissed off because you've learned a lot and you've got forgiveness for everything, all this information that you've been bringing forth. They're not you. This is a puppet master. This is a puppet master who had you in their hand. They took a gamble and they lost you. Now everybody can see that it was you that made them appear as though they were a big giant. We've got communication in the reverse. They're not able to be you. They're not able to communicate. They're not able to steal your intellectual property, your mental body. They can't tap that, and they can't steal your messaging. They're not able to present themselves as you. Because they don't have access to your beautiful mind. You're the star. This narcissist is losing their marbles. There's a thing in the water that came up. It could be mad. Whatever this person was calling forth in this gamble, I don't know what it is, but they're pissed. They're pissed because you've learned and you're forgiven. This didn't work out. You know, they were talking to this fella, this feeble-minded fella, and they were quizzing him. Why did you do this? You knew that if she survived, she would be a competitor. She had an attitude problem. This fella can't manage himself in the presence of a strong woman, a shining, bright energizer. They were jealous and envious, and they just wanted to consume you. They did the forbidden. They were eating your essence and then pretending to be you, wearing a mask. But yeah. They were entertaining people of the night. These are entertainers of the night. Displacement. They're being displaced. You've gotten forgiveness. You have forgiveness. You've learned all that's going on here. God sees very clearly what's been going on here. Displacement. These ones are going away. They got a feeble-minded person here. They're afraid to fight. 10 of Wands. Overwhelmed. King of Pentacles, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius did the forbidden. but you were able to self-preserve. You were able to withstand and persevere through this trickery. They were not able to mimic you, to pretend to be you, because you survived. Queen of Pentacles, now is the time. You have had experienced being dinner for this person, and now there's a change. Now is the time for change, but you've got some resistance here. These ones are resisting change. These ones who have been feeding on you and your light and your life and your mind and all this stuff that gave them the information they needed to pretend to be you. They don't have access to your mental body anymore. They can't pull it off. You're moving away from this trauma. There's a divorce here. Wonder of the world. They had control of the divine feminine, this giant freaking animal. Had the woman right in his hand. Do this, do that. This is a puppet master driving people's minds. In the community. In the community. This beast. And they were filming it. Lifetime story. Ooh, yeah. We've got cameras everywhere. There's freaking satellites. Zoom in on this one there, buddy. The magician is telling the universe what they want. And it's got to help me. They're making sacrifices. These are dead men. They have the value of dead men. These are freaking poltergeist infested dead people. And they're sacrificing living people to this black, whatever this black thing is. I call it a black hole soul. That's what they use to bring balance, as they feed stars to this thing. We've got disconnect. They're going to be disconnected. This magician could be disconnected. This magician who has been manifesting by sacrificing people is going to be disconnected. Disconnected. They were in competition, and their idea of competition is to, unalive people and then go give them suffering with these dead people. Let the dead people feed on them. There's disconnection, competition, conflict. This is all they are. They're being disconnected because of all that. They were working with the snake. The territory is going in a new direction, a higher vibing, light-filled direction. We're taking off. We're going to new heights. This low vibing magician is getting disconnected. The territory is going in a new direction. With we're moving away from this magician, this mask-wearing narcissist. They like to twist people. They like to shock them, twist them, alter them, command their mind. They lost their way. Expect to hear from them soon. We've got escape. Somebody's trying, these vain people are trying to escape the limelight. They're trying to escape the fact that you're a giant and everybody can see it. Everybody can see it. They're in the limelight. These vain people are in the limelight. They want to escape the limelight. They don't want all this attention. They lost their way. They're a misfit. Scavenger. They were scavenging. So this vanity, they're looking to escape. Vanity, escape. They'll be back. Their light is out. Their light is out. They did not do their research. They'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. Vanity is looking for an escape. Scavenger, the limelight. So they were scavenging giant light-filled beings, doing their crazy magic. Knight of Cups, making romantic proposals, not serious about commitment. These friends, this friendship. They weren't serious about friendship. They weren't committed to friendship. We've got objectivity. We've got rational, stable, wise guy, upheaval. Upheaval. You remained stable. There's a wise guy. We've got upheaval. Let me look at objectivity again. What's that going on? Let me see that again, please. A dialogue between two alleged grown-ups that's either frosty or overheating. One or both parties isn't thinking, feeling, or behaving like a level-headed adult. Some people will automatically bring out the shine in you, others the shade. It could be the words themselves, the tone, or facial expressions and body language that unconsciously triggers the way you'll respond. Somebody is triggered by this star. They're shocked. They've been puppeting the community. They've been commanding the divine feminine. They had them in their grip. They were like, and then they were like able to like live through these little planes, shooting their little bullets, you know. And you got everybody's camera roll, take one, take two, so all these feminines in that giant ape, that giant animal's hands, you know, it's all a lifetime story. And apparently divine feminine has been the star of every lifetime story. She keeps reincarnating. She won't stay dead. These people are upset, man. These scavengers are upset because they're in upheaval. They're fighting with each other. Knight of Cups, romantic proposal, part of that chivalrous thing. They weren't serious about this commitment or this friendship. Upheaval. Arguing with the wise guy. Upheaval. Feeling trapped, victimized, unable to move on. They're in shock. Afraid. They're not here now. They're not here now. They're in the past. They're shocked. They have to go to the past. They're not able to move on. They're in fear. They're feeling helpless. They weren't serious about unions, commitments. They weren't serious about their friends. Maybe they have a friend who is a wise guy. They're in upheaval. They're arguing with each other because you're stable. They were scavenging limelight positions. Relationship was their main weapon. They were coming in and pretending to love or to be enamored, and then they would flip and copycat limelight positions and then scavenge the role, the authority, the wealth, the identity. Oh yeah. They want to escape. They want to escape. The vanity wants to escape by scavenging a limelight position. They lost their way. They didn't do their research. Expect to hear from them soon. Somebody wants to scam you. Scavenge your limelight position. Release memory. So they're being released due to the history. The Most High said that vengeance, the need for vengeance is in the history. So it's like we've got this abundance here. Could be that they were given an abundance of warning and now they're in grief. Now they're in grief because you're free and you're protected by a whole big team. There may be some negative mental stuff going through your mind. Like, you know, these ones are in shock. There's a lot of shock energy out there. People can see that they're wearing a mask. Things are going in a new direction. They're being watched. Trickery. They're being observed, or they were observed. We've got gifts and trickery. They were observed using their gifts in trickery, and their routine was going back and forth into the night, into the day, and they were playing one side against the other. Somebody called it the over and back rule, the half court rule or whatever. Yeah. So somebody's curious, but whatever it is that they're trying to stick to you is rolling right off of you because you're just vibing too high. Vibing too high. Your star light is shining too bright. Well, I wouldn't say too bright, but these ones certainly think that because, you know, they're not able to be you because they're mask wearers, entertainment, a group of entertainment that entertain themselves in the night. They're in the shadows, wearing masks. They took a gamble with you, star, and now they've lost you. Oh, they're mad. They broke their promise. They broke their promise. King of freaking Pentacles was snacking on the Queen of Pentacles. She was able to survive. They cannot wear her energy anymore and pretend to be them, her. They lost. This group of entertainment folks from in the night, they've lost. They've lost their connection. They're in a 9 of Swords. They feel like their neighbors are spying on them. Communication in the reverse. Be you in the reverse. They're not able to be you. And they have to stay distant. They may be at a distance. They're not able to be you. They got to stay away physically. The star is out here shining the light into everything, bringing life and light and, you know, vibrancy to the community, to the world. This narcissist is mad, or there's something in the water that is pissed because whatever, I don't know, they got an agreement of sorts. It's like the other day I had a read. It was like the beings of the water and the beings of the sun, the fire, were kind of clashing together. They're like in a war. And you got this Leviathan creature, I guess, you know, kind of, they're all freaking sacrificing humans, you know, trying to play domination wars and all of that. So you learned a lot about what they were doing, this narcissist and this water being, whoever this is. They're very, very mad because you've got forgiveness. You've brought up all this information. They're being displaced. Everything that you no longer need is falling away to make room for the love that you deserve. They're being displaced. They're being evicted. They got to leave. Somebody's feeble-minded. They don't want to fight. They're in a 10 of Wands burden, a heavy burden. This King of Pentacles, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, they did the forbidden. They were eating, they were consuming this Queen of Pentacles who was able to preserve herself. And so therefore, this King of Pentacles can't consume the energy and pretend that he is this beautiful feminine energy that he left alone without support. So now is the right time for the to experience dinner. Maybe she gets to eat. Her experience has been dinner. This person has been feeding. It could be that this King of Pentacles is the new fodder because now is the time. Whatever they did to her will be done to them, is what Divine Masculine said. It could be that her experience of being fed upon there's a change here. So now these ones are the new fodder. Those who have been feeding on you are the new fodder according to the Most High God. And they're resisting this change. It's their turn to suffer because suffering is what they want. I heard Divine Masculine say, if it's a world of violence you want, then it's a world of violence you shall have. And so that's what they're getting. Rabbit hole. Crazy drama. They're resistant to this change. They're stuck in this crazy drama. They didn't want peace. So you're moving away from this trauma. It could be a timeline adjustment. It could be one of those particle events, like a Star Trek Beam Me Up Scotty, you know. It could be a wormhole. You might jump through a wormhole and kind of wind up somewhere else. There's divorcing. So you're divorcing the wonder of the world, this giant intelligent animal of the world that has been capturing and dragging around divine feminine. Oh, I love you, you know, and all this kind of stuff. Puppeting, got you in my hand, dime a dozen, whatever the hell, while they're making their movie, shooting their movies. So I guess we've got a divorce. It could be that this is being recorded. You are moving away, transitioning. You're getting relief and better days to come. This puppet master is guilty of puppeting the community, the whole freaking community. The whole community. Puppeting them into not being willing to settle down or be responsible. They were driving this community into this entertainment, you know, this shady, low vibrational chaos crap. Needs, where emotional needs weren't being met. They would puppet people into going and one night hit it and quit it, you know, wham bam, thank you ma'am, whatever, and then leave you there naked, alone, without lights, without anybody to kind of ease this emptiness. The magician is here trying to manifest something by doing human sacrifices, and that's what that is. We've got the dead, they've got the value of a dead man, and they're doing sacrifices of regular stars to this black hole soul eater, whatever that is. They're like, help me, help me. So yeah, they wanted the help of stars. Come in and help me. Let's collaborate. And then it always winds up like this, centuries. Let's collaborate. They're getting disconnected. This magician who's been doing this kind of stuff is getting disconnected. We're going in a new direction with this territory, or the territory is going in a new direction. We've got the dark side. We're going in a new direction. The dark side keeps you from enjoying the love that you have. Don't let it steal your joy. We're going in a new direction. This magician that's been doing human sacrifices, animal sacrifices, are being disconnected from the territory and this new direction because they are working in the dark, on the dark side. They're a member of the dark side. They lost their way. The hermit is here in the reverse, so they don't have any light. They don't have the ability to see the truth. They did not do their research, or they aren't willing to do their research. They'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. So you could have escaped these vain beings that were scavenging your limelight position, or, you know, they lost their way. Expect to hear from them soon. Vanity wants to escape. They want to scavenge your limelight position. What's going on with this? Which way is this going, Spirit? Hard. They made life very, very hard for the giant diamonds of the world, the healers of the world, those who pour forth this magnificent star energy, this healing energy, this beautiful energy that just turns everything into this golden, beautiful, life-filled wonder, right? This narcissist is pissed. And yeah, they're pissed because you're leaving. They're pissed because you're leaving. You're out of here. They have to leave because they made things hard for you. They're feeling trapped. They're feeling victimized. They're unable to move on. They're unable to move on. So you're leaving. They're in shock. They're not here now, or they can't be here now. They can't be here now. They're afraid. They got to get out. They're getting disconnected. They're an empty vessel, an empty cup. They don't have anything to offer anybody, and their cup is empty. They're afraid. They don't have. Look, tempted by They got caught up in the whirlwind and they're found guilty. I heard someone, a young, it could be this Knight of Cups, was told like he was a home wrecker. He was a home wrecker. He was making romantic proposals and he was breaking up other people's commitments. He's friends with this wise guy, this freaking trickster, two-faced, Slim Shady. They're arguing with this wise guy. They're in upheaval. Because they weren't willing to settle down or be responsible. They weren't committed to whatever this was. They were breaking up people who were. They're crushed and hurting emotionally right now, grieving. It didn't work out the way that they had planned. And now they're reaching out for love, and that ability is ending. They can no longer reach out for love. They're not going to be able to. They're not going to be able to play games with love anymore. They're upset. They lost. They weren't able to be you, Queen of Pentacles star. They were feeding on you. It could be that they were feeding on the star, and this Queen of Pentacles is her guardian. Take it as it resonates. She might be preparing those who are robbing, cheating, stealing the life force, the limelight positions. They were replacing people, dressing up, and they're like, we could be just like them. There's a breakthrough. You broke through, and so the truth is exposed. They took a gamble with you. They lost that gamble. You're not addicted. This is a mask-wearing entertainer from the night, from the shadows, and they lost. They've lost their ability to indulge themselves on your good name and energy. They're in a nightmare. They can't sleep. They feel like the neighbors are spying on them. They can't telepathically communicate with you. They can't be you. They're not able to tap into your mind and steal your intellectual property and then speak your words before you get a chance to, right? They got to keep their distance. Death. They got to stay far away from you. There's death here. They could be challenged by death. So the star is out here pouring forth this beautiful healing energy. They called you a magnifier. This narcissist is very, very mad, or whoever they're loyal to in the water is up there, or whatever entity they tried to call forth with a twist is pissed. You've learned about what they do, their methods, their madness. And there's forgiveness and faith. They're getting displaced to make room for the love that you deserve. We've got reunion. This is history. They're getting displaced because of what they've done in the history. The need for vengeance is in the history. They're falling away. They're going away. For bullying you and robbing you. Now, this could be the 3D, 5D. I read 5D. This is about ready to show up in the 3D. We're going to probably see a bunch of chaos. A bunch of people are going to short circuit, and they're going to start getting real freaking crazy. Very unprofessional. Their narcissistic qualities are going to become so obvious. They're feeble-minded. They're heavily burdened. This is a King of Pentacles, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, who did the forbidden. They fed on the essence of this Queen of Pentacles, its star. They left her alone. She was able to preserve self. God reached down and gave mercy. These people left her alone. She was able, God pulled her up, resurrected her. They're not able to pretend to be her. Queen of Pentacles. Now is the right time. We've got dinner experience. Now's the right time for a new dinner experience. There's a change. Somebody's resisting the rabbit hole. They're the new fodder. Whoever's been feeding on the collective is the new energetic fodder, or however that works. I don't know what these particular entities and their allegiances and contracts and agreements have to do with each other. But it's crazy. Gift? Oh, they're paranoid. They're paranoid by your gift. You are the gift. They're paranoid. They're paranoid of your gifts. They're depressed, frightened. They're afraid of your gifts. You're a star. You're a healer. You're a truth teller. You're here to enliven, to enrich, to lift, heal. You're a healer. And I keep getting the second sun. It's like this globe is supposed to be brilliant with the essence of the vital force within the temples of the humanity. And they've been feeding on it, you know? Keeping everything at a very low frequency. It's crazy. But you're moving away from that trauma. There is better days coming. We're experiencing a breakup. We're experiencing a breakup with this genetic experiment, this King Kong character that's been holding the divine feminine in their hand, running around through the city, you know, in love, you know, while, you know, she's not free to do anything. And they're so big that these little planes are shooting them with their little bombs and stuff, and it's not really having any effect. And everybody's got their cameras rolling. They're watching this puppet master. Got you in their hands. This whole freaking community of people was left in the dark. Needs not met, you know, met. Romantic proposals that were not serious commitments. Games. Yeah, we got goals in the reverse. So whoever this is, they did not meet their goals. This wise guy, mask wearer, this entertainer from the night, working both sides of the court line. This narcissist who's so mad, they didn't meet their goals. This magician trying to manifest off of sacrifices, human sacrifices, is getting disconnected. The territory's going in a new direction, you know, or we're going in a new direction with the territory. These ones are getting disconnected. We're disconnecting the dark side. We're going in a new direction. We're going North Node. Hello. I heard somebody say a while back that they said that they weren't going to feed them anymore and that they were on their own. You know, and this curator and such have been talking about this black hole. They got a black hole soul that they're loyal to. They got to feed it, you know, this thing, and in the dark side, and it's over. Like, nobody wants to feed them anymore. We got profession. We're going in a new direction within the territory. We're going up, up, up. I heard the other day that this being wants to lift everybody up into a status of moral, ethical nobility, you know, where they have, you know, talents and such. So we're working on new skills. We're going in a new direction within the territory, a profession. Everybody's going to have a purpose. Somebody, hermit in the reverse, they didn't do their research. They don't have their light on. They lost their way. Expect to hear from them soon. This vanity wants to escape. This is a scavenger of the limelight. You're leaving. They made things very difficult for you. It could be that they're trying to make things hard for you to leave. Yeah, this vain person, look, their mask came off. So what they were doing is they were leading people down a path of incoherency. They wanted you in the hermit reversed energy. They wanted you to come back, recycle, repeat the same old damn story because you didn't learn the lesson. This is a vain person that you have escaped. This person was scavenging on your limelight. This person could be somebody that's in a pretend limelight position who is making it hard for the shining ones to leave. Their mask is off. They are a scavenger. They were making it very difficult for these big energies to leave. They were feeding on them, targeting them psychically, targeting them, but they're disconnected from the mental body. They're not able to target you and be you anymore. That's in the toilet. They got to stay away from you, or there's death. It could be that they're far away from you and there's death. Whether they come next to you or not, it could just very well be that they're sick right now, and there's something going on. Their mask is off. This Knight of Cups was never serious about love commitments, that he was these proposals. He's friends with this wolf, this genetic experiment here, this wise guy. They're in upheaval. They're arguing with each other. Ready? They're arguing with each other. Because you're making arrangements for peace, for tranquility. This territory is moving in a new direction where people will have purpose, and that purpose isn't to screw somebody else over. It's going to be peaceful, harmonious, purposeful, intentional. It's like there's a prompt. It's like they're going in a new direction. There's a new strategy. So they're feeling trapped. They're not able to move on. They're in shock. They're not here and now. They can't be here now. They're in fear. Their cup is empty. They did not earn anything or become anything. They were just wearing masks and effing people over, indulging on their suffering. And now their cup is empty. Their cup is empty because you've reached your goals. And it kind of came out sideways. So they're not getting the adventure. You reached your goals. They can't move on. They're shocked. They're shocked at this loss. They're shocked. These prideful people, look, they're shocked, they're stressed, they can't get out of their head. They may be losing their animals, their pets. Maybe they feel you're an animal. They're doing these, look, there's evidence of the curses that they did on family in general. They did not want these bright shining stars, these twin flames, these soulmates coming together. They scavenged your position, your life, your light. You're leaving. They made it very difficult for you to leave. There's evidence of them cursing you, of your family. They were cursing this good moral family, high morals, high ethical values. They were trying to bring danger to marriage in general by dominating people's energy, their vital force, their life, their energy, their family tree, the waters of the temple, putting in frequencies, sound frequencies and whatnot that were agitating. And then they would drive through this mental mess and, drive you into some kind of misery, puppet you, and leave you with nothing. So now it's like this whole network that was strategizing against you in your mental body and trying to destroy your world. They were very good at what they were doing. I'm not lying one bit. They were very, very good. They were absolutely able to make things so very difficult for people to leave, to advance. They're protesting now because they're losing their freedom. for doing magic on sweethearts, on innocent people who wanted a family, who wanted a child, who wanted a generational family tree. Prince Charming here, little Knight of Cups. He was never serious about his love offers. He's friends with this wise guy. Wearing a mask, let's go be evil. Let's go turn into Jekyll or Hyde or whichever one is scary. They were coached on how to tap the mental body of people and how to bring disturbance to them using divination tools, reading their life with oracle cards or whatever, bringing forth goblins and goobly-gooks or whatever to mess with your head, to bring a nightmare to you. They were trying to get you rejected. And now that's stopped because you persevered through this and you're shining so very brightly and you're doing what it is that you're here to do, which is to bring a healing. You've got this beautiful, abundant energy. You replenish. That's why you're alive, because these ones from the dark side kept trying to bury you in this death energy and this sickness energy, and you kept alchemizing it. So this mess is being stopped because you persevered. You persevered through the overwhelm, you know, and maybe they are overwhelmed because this is the conclusion and you're coming into the game that you have got. These third world enemies want to apologize for collaborating against you. You're okay. You're having sweet dreams. While now these ones want to compromise. They want to compromise because you have triumphed. You've got a victory. You're high value. You are seen as high value. And these ones, it's like, why do you keep coming after this person? I mean, it's like this person, as this star isn't doing anything except pouring life into the community. And you got this narcissist who's just absolutely furious, this puppet master that thinks of himself as King Kong or whatever. Their mask fell off. So they're no longer able to feed on the energy of divine feminine. They can't dress up in the persona with the energy, and they can't tap the mind, so they're unable to speak your thoughts before you get a chance to, you know? Yeah. And they're paranoid because they feel the neighbors are watching. Oh yeah, they starved him, and well, you know, it's weird. It's just like the other day, I swear, I think they're doing, like, I heard a divine big masculine. He was upset about their scientists' experiments. It's like they were injecting like the human DNA or whatever into the animals, or the animals, and they were doing these weird mutations. They were doing these weird mutations. It's like they wanted the people to be animals and the animals to become people. And if you look at this, it's been going on a long time because we've got a whole bunch of people in the world that act like they're worse than animals because they don't even care for their own young, their own offspring. So it's weird. Whatever this genetic experiment was, these entities, these narcissistic mask-wearing entities out there doing mad scientist experiments with gods, Most High God, Goddess, Mother, Father, creators of all that is, with their children, their creation. These entities have been down here doing weird, wacky scientific experiments, trying to screw up Mother, Father, God, Goddess's creation, their human children. They wanted to snuff the light out of them, completely change their genetic code, and then separate them from the divine. They wanted to destroy the genetics that Most High Mother, Father, God coded within our soul. Our personal song, our personal gift to be sang or poured into the world. They almost did it. They thought that they had exterminated everybody. They really did. They thought you were extinct, but they got freaked out because you must have been in a hellhole for a long time, because when you popped out and you were shining so brightly, it's like, oh, everybody was all upset now, because not only did you pop out and you shined brightly, but God saw you, Goddess saw you. Everybody could see that this mask wearer wasn't you, because you're standing there and they're standing there, right? They're dressed up in light. They're looking like an angel and all that good stuff. But when it comes time to shine, like intentionally, okay, both of you get your shine on. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go, shine. Okay, well, you got the one wearing a coat, and pretty soon the light kind of fizzles out. You know, their electric coat kind of uses up all of its energy. But the one who is internally their own supply, connected with source, free flowing energy, right? You just keep going, and then you shine brighter, because, you know, the divine is flowing through you in the waters of your temple. It's a beautiful river flow, right? Of divine energetic symbiosis. And so whatever the Most High moves through this is then moved into the world. It's supposed to be as above, so below. It's supposed to move through the transmitter receiver and then come out into the world. And we got somebody out here trying to flip it, twist it, mutate it. Bet the masks are off. The masks are off on the scavengers. They took a gamble. And they lost. Everybody can see that they are an entertainer. You know, they're in the night. They entertain themselves in the night or whatever. And this is a mask wearer. They took a gamble and they lost you. Their mask is right here. Everybody can see they're wearing a mask. They lost. They lost their ability to indulge in your energy. All right. Well, I hope that this brings clarity to something that you already intuitively knew. I hope that the evening treats you well. It is Saturday. Be safe out there. You know, apparently, you know, we got some people that are upset. So all right. See y'all in the next one. Oh, mwah. Thank you. Love you too. That's so wonderful. I'll get by with a little help from my friends. Woo! See y'all later. Bye. How do you stop this?